If everything went right, like exactly how you wanted it to, would your life actually be better? A lot of people like to put labels on events, like getting injured is bad or winning is good, which from our point of view it is. But if you take a step back, you realize events aren't good or bad, they just simply are. What do I mean? Well, let me explain with an adventure of mine. So there I was playing Breath of the Wild, getting attacked from all directions. I jumped off my horse, Tide, and fought off all the enemies, finally landing the last blow. But when the dust settled, I looked around and Tide was gone. I spent 10 minutes whistling, scanning the grass, calling out, but I heard nothing except for the sound of the wind. Then it sunk in. Tide was dead. At first, I was miserable. Tide wasn't just a mount, he was my horse, the one I'd been through everything with. But then I remembered a rumor I heard in a tavern, something about a hidden horse deity that could bring a horse back from the dead. So I set off on a journey across half of Hyrule to the far southwest, chasing nothing but a rumor. Along the way, I found a new horse, Blaze. Together we raced across the plains. After continuous searching, we found the deity. I begged him to save Tide, and he did. I was overjoyed. My favorite horse was finally back. Sorry, Blaze. But here's the weird thing. It felt like a terrible thing in the moment, but was it actually? If Tide had never died, I never would have met my new friend Blaze, and I never would have gone on that adventure to find Tide. What felt like a bad thing ended up just being the start of something new. That's the thing about life. You rarely know what something truly means when you're in the middle of it. It's only in hindsight that you understand. Which is kind of ironic in a way. The fact that we live our lives moving forward, and yet it only makes sense looking backwards. Which reminds me of this old story about a farmer. A story which forever shifted my perspective on life. Here's how it goes. One day, a farmer's horse runs away. The villagers say, "That's terrible." The farmer replies, "Well, maybe." The next day, the horse returns with wild horses. The villagers say, "That's amazing." The farmer says, "Well, maybe." Later, one of the wild horses injures the farmer's son. The villagers say, "That's awful." The farmer says, "Well, maybe." Then the army arrives, recruiting young men for the war. However, the farmer's son can't join because he's injured. The villagers say, "That's great." But the farmer just shrugs and says, "Well, maybe." Just like in the farmer's story and my adventure with Tide, bad things don't always lead to bad outcomes. And it's the same with good. Things aren't good or bad, they simply are. And having this mindset actually feels like a weight lifted from your shoulders. You don't feel like every single problem is something horrible that can ruin your life. Instead, you simply see things for what they are, just a thing. Another way I like to look at it is, one cannot exist without the other. If everything that ever happened to you was only good or only bad, those things would stop feeling good or bad. They would just feel normal. It's the contrast between the two things that gives it meaning. The only reason good moments feel good is because we've lived through bad ones. It might sound crazy, but after fully adopting this mindset, I rarely worry or stress at all now. Like recently I lost this expensive piece of jewelry. It was a chain given to me from my sister. Now, in the past when I lost it, I would have gone into a full-on panic mode, not being able to rest until I found it. But when I lost it this time, I thought to myself, why does it matter? Like, the reason I wear it is because it's a gift from my sister. That's it. If I don't find it, then I won't wear it ever again. But if I do find it, then I will wear it again. I didn't see the results as good or bad. I just took them at face value and saw them for what they were. After asking around the place I lost it, I found it in the lost and found. Because I had already accepted both outcomes, the situation felt so much less stressful. I knew that I couldn't see beyond me finding the chain or not. Maybe not finding the chain allows someone else to inherit and treasure it. Maybe finding the chain allows me to meet someone new. There's just no way to know what's going to happen. So instead, it's better to remember that at the end of the day, things going one way or another doesn't really matter. When you attach yourself to something like results or outcomes, you will never be satisfied, because it's not something you can control. You can certainly influence it, but ultimately, life just does its own thing. I once heard that people suffer more in their heads than they ever do in reality, and I honestly think that's true. That all being said, I think it's important to say that doesn't mean you can use this as an excuse for your lack of effort. You can't put almost no effort into something and then assume it went badly just because of life. Cause and effect still exists. It's just that sometimes those causes and effects are hard to predict with so many people, places, and events within the equation. So next time something you view as bad happens to you in your day, I want you to stop and take a deep breath. Remember my horse, Tide, or the farmer. Remember that things just simply happen, and it's better to accept that. Bad things can lead to good things, and good things can lead to bad things. Keep your sword sharp. Bye bye.